Do you want games on Steam cheaper than on Steam? I gotcha. Jump over to an app where you can buy any game you want on any platform, and for a free discount you can use the code FAM at checkout for 10% off. This site offers the biggest discounts you can find, so let's get gaming, fams. So hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Aaron and I do gaming videos. So today's topic will be about a Cuphead DLC that many people have been waiting for. I'm doing a Cuphead team video because my two Cuphead videos that I made in the past did kinda well. So if you subscribe from that videos, I'm pretty sure you're gonna watch this one with my face on it. So yeah, let's get started. So Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course DLC. This DLC was announced back at E3 2018. It had the 2019 release date, 10 was pushed back to 2020, and now we're in November, late November of 2020. So we haven't had any announcement except this one that I'm going to tell right now. So we all know, or many know, or probably don't know, but Cuphead was released for the PlayStation 4 this summer, and the studio that made Cuphead had something to say regarding the DLC. So what they said was this year just threw everyone for a loop. We're still working on it, and in true Cuphead fashion, it's taking us a little longer than we thought. They said, but we want to make it a memorable experience. To be honest, I think we ultimately announced it a bit too early, based on when we actually put pencil to paper. So of course, with this interview, no day was provided for the fans when they should expect the DLC. However, one person that works at the studio said in the end this: it will be a fulfilling experience and live up to Cuphead. It will come out when it's ready. And that was everything they had to say regarding the DLC. So what does this mean? This means that we don't have any information based on the DLC except in this one. So what I'm going to do now is talk what I think about this one and tell you why I think Cuphead will not be released. The DLC, the Delicious Last Course, will not be released in 2020. So, as they said, this year was a disaster. It was a disaster for the human race as a whole, but also, of course, for the developers. So, we know that games were delayed, and of course this isn't a game, this is a DLC, it's something else. But we know from games like Cyberpunk and Dying Light 2 that games have been delayed a lot this year. Even Ubisoft delayed some of its games like Watch Dogs Legion. So with this DLC coming in 2020, as it has initial release date of 2020, I don't think that's true, and I'm gonna tell you why. This is not true because this is a DLC, of course. You might think it's less work, but for Cuphead, which was hand-drawn and the animations were taking a long time to be made, this game was announced in 2015 or 16 as far as I remember, or even 2014, and it got released in 2017. So, this DLC might be almost done. We don't know this, but 2020, I don't think they're gonna release it in December of 2020 because the holidays and everything, it could work well for them, but with all the work they have to do for this DLC, as I said, this is a Cuphead DLC. This isn't a Call of Duty DLC. This isn't a DLC that could be made in like months. No, this DLC will take years to be made, at least 1 or 2 years. So they announced this DLC in 2018, and they didn't know what is going to happen in 2020 with everything that everybody hates about this year. So of course, they said before the thing that happened in 2020, they said before that the game is gonna be released in 2020. So again, we're talking about a delay that hasn't been confirmed yet. So even though they said 2020, the year, as I said, it's almost over. So there's not a good thing for the Delicious Last Course. If I am wrong, I would hope to be wrong. Trust me, I really hope I'm gonna get to play this game in December, but I don't think I'm wrong. And many people do say what I have to say, that this game is gonna be delayed. This DLC is gonna be delayed. So yes, we're talking about a delay that hasn't been confirmed yet, but one that is surely to be made. So yes, when we're gonna get to play the DLC, probably 2021, not 2020. So yes, put it short, just gonna have to wait until 2021. I do think it will be released in 2021 because the year is long, you know. They have a lot of time. They've been in work with the PlayStation port of Cuphead, and they have Netflix things, they have inclusion of Cuphead in other games, and that's just great. So with Cuphead, the Delicious Last Course, we're gonna have to see and play it in 2021. That's a safe bet from me. But again, if I'm wrong and if this game is gonna be released in 2020, I'll be more than happy to delete this video and say, look, I was wrong. I really hope I'm wrong. But realistically, putting this thing out, it's gonna be 2021 at least. So yes, this has been what I had to say about the Delicious Last Course DLC, and I do hope you vibed with me and you understood my points. And sadly, we're gonna have to see the game in 2021. The DLC. I'm so wrong. I keep saying game when it's a DLC, but yeah, we're gonna have to see it in 2021. Really hope I'm wrong. So let's hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I'm wrong. So yes, well, there's so many things that are happening with this game, with this indie game. It's crazy. I mean, Super Smash Bros. They're on show on Netflix, as far as I know. It's amazing to see that they succeeded in this big way. The many awards they had in 2017, the fact that they could port this game to the PlayStation 4 so many players could play it, because nobody has a gaming PC, even though you don't need a gaming PC. But you know, every gamer is different. They would like to play on a specific console, for example, and this game is surely to be played with a controller. I think it works better. I play with a keyboard, but with a controller, I think that's sick. I had friends who played with the controller and said it's better. I don't know why. I own PlayStation 4, I own consoles, but I do think what they have going on with Cuphead is amazing. With the success that it had for an indie game, it's just mind-blowing, and I'm so happy for the studio to have this praise for this game and to even work on the DLC. I mean, they didn't say it was cancelled, they just said it was delayed, so that's great. They could have just cancelled the DLC and said that we don't want to work on it, but no, they continued and they said no, we're gonna make this DLC. Even though it won't happen in 2019, we're gonna make it in 2020, and if this doesn't appear in 2020, there's not an issue. We still love them and we can't wait to play their games. So yes, thank y'all for watching. If you're new, make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow me on the social medias, become a Patreon just like Jordan. Jordan, you're the best. Thank you for being my first Patreon. And yeah, I'll see you at my other videos. As always, have a good one, fams.
But miss the clutch, these Romanian trees for the system's touch. Whoa, liquor is finest, your highness, German president, your highness. Wait, I'm here to slay the demons that harness, tarn us. Join us, the time is upon us. Fuck the game, just hold my PS5. I do it for my soul, so with the PS5. Me and rap, dangerous liaison. The whole game is off, use me as on.